Welcome back to our channel. Their reputation is taking a hit. Brigitte Macron wasn't horsing around when she shoved her husband, President Emmanuel Macron, in the face, despite the politician claiming otherwise. Body language expert Judi James examined the tense interaction that has since gone viral in an interview with Daily Mail published Tuesday. "I would not describe the gesture we saw from inside the plane as one of play, as has been claimed," James told the outlet. The interpreter noted that there was no indication that they were goofing around. "There is no follow-up shared laughter, grins, or teasing rituals," James said. Macron performs a think on your feet wave before stepping back in towards his wife, but he seems to touch his face too, in a checking gesture. James believes the seriousness of the altercation should not be downplayed. "This will inevitably be turned into a joke by some people, but I would call it genuinely shocking, and I would say the same if it was any other couple walking down any street, no matter who did it to who," James said. She urged the public to consider how they would react had the roles been reversed. "If this had been his hand in her face, would it have been called playful?" she asked rhetorically. "So it should not from her to him." James believes the forcefulness of Brigitte's shove was very telling. Pushing your partner in the face with your hand so hard their head reels to the side and they need to put a hand out to keep balance, especially with what looks like an extra shove at the end of the contact, should not be normalized by calling it fun. "Just to save political face," James said. James also took a close look at how the couple interacted after the shove, saying that the president appeared to hold his hand out toward his wife, but that they walked with no further touch. Brigitte and Emmanuel's shocking exchange was captured on camera Sunday evening after the duo's airplane landed in the Vietnamese capital, Hanoi, for their state visit. A staffer was seen opening the aircraft's door to expose Emmanuel, 47, standing by the entrance. Brigitte, 72, then lunged her hands at her husband's face before she pushed him and he stumbled back in shock. He quickly gathered himself, realizing that they were being watched, and awkwardly waved to members of the press standing out on the tarmac. Moments later, they exited the plane side by side, though they didn't hold hands. The president subsequently released a statement denying that they were squabbling and insisted that his wife was just joking. "Everyone needs to calm down," he urged. He further claimed that the media was blowing the ordeal out of proportion and making it into a sort of geo-planetary catastrophe. "People are saying all sorts of nonsense," he said. Meanwhile, a source close to the French head of state downplayed the questionable contact. "It was a moment when the president and his wife were decompressing one last time before the start of the trip by joking around," the insider claimed. "It's a moment of togetherness. No more was needed to feed the mills of the conspiracy theorists." The couple, who controversially met when Emmanuel was 15 and Brigitte was his 39-year-old married teacher, tied the knot in 2007. And there you have it. A moment that was supposed to be a quiet arrival turned into an international headline. Brigitte Macron's shove wasn't just a quick gesture lost in translation, it sparked global debate. Body language experts, the media, and the public are all weighing in, and one thing is clear: people aren't buying the "it was just a joke" explanation, when even the smallest gestures between world leaders are caught on camera and broadcast to millions. Context matters. The lack of playfulness, the seriousness of the shove, and the stiff body language afterwards suggest this wasn't just a light-hearted moment, it was a display of tension, whether intentional or not. And let's not ignore the double standard here. As Judi James pointed out, if the roles were reversed and Emmanuel had done this to Brigitte, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. It raises real questions about how we interpret physical interactions in relationships, especially ones under a political microscope. But what do you think? Was this an awkward moment between a long-married couple caught off guard, or is there more to the story than they want us to believe? Should leaders be held to a higher standard even in personal moments? Or are we all guilty of reading too much into a brief clip? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching.